Welcome to our episode of Barman Saturdays, and it's time to take a crack at Raiders of the Lost Shark, which I admit has a way cooler box art than it deserves, which is probably the case for all of these films, because you can spend quite a bit of money, on a poster, right, but doing a good job on the movie itself, that's a lot more expensive, and these were all low-budget films in this pack. But Raiders of the Lost Shark, obviously is taking its title from Raiders of the Lost Ark. So you think it'd try and do some scenes to maybe parody, Indiana Jones there, but no. So they basically took a title but then didn't put any effort into it. Besides, we all know the true pick, you'd go for an animal parody of Raiders of the Lost Ark, and it would be snakes. Because Indiana Jones hates snakes. Though I suppose it'd be hard to come up with a title in that case, because it'd be like, what, Raiders of the Lost Snark? Because you want to keep the arc part in there, right? That's why they use shark. But, man, if I want to see some snark, I'd go play the Bard's Tale, because at least it's got a snarky bard in it. But, yeah, getting back to Raiders of the Lost Shark, they try to be, a so bad it's good kind of film, but they don't put in enough effort on, any front to achieve it. The actors are bad, but they're not so bad it's funny how bad they are. It's not like they're trying and failing to act. They're just not trying to act. So their lines are delivered with zero passion or interest in what's going on. So it's hard to get invested in the film. You're like, oh, this character's flying shark, and they say with all the passion of someone taking a dump in the bathroom or something. I realize it sounds like I'm ripping off the angry video game nerd there by going, with shit as my choice in analogy, but it's hard to come up with anything else, I can think off the top of my head where people would use for that kind of phrasing. They just couldn't give two shits about what they were doing. And the same thing applies to the special effects, we have bad special effects, but they're not bad enough to be laughably bad. They just reach a point where they're just painfully bad to look at, because it's obvious they couldn't even be bothered putting the minimum amount of effort to make it look like they were trying to make, a competent film that, was at least good enough to be passable, or at least trying to be passable. So yeah, it's a film that feels like zero efforts could be given for anything. And as such, it's just an unwatchable piece of garbage as far as I'm concerned. I mean, maybe some other people, get a kick out of it, but it definitely, goes too low for me to get a kick out of it. So, yeah, I definitely pass on this one. If it's your cup of tea, more power to you, but it definitely ain't mine, because it just doesn't feel like anyone cared when they put this one together.
Oh, come on. What has fish ever done to you?